A moment of reflection after a week of unrest. Here in Liverpool, at the oldest mosque in the UK, many still feel anxious. Racist riots rocked the country after false claims began spreading online that the perpetrator of a mass stabbing in nearby Southport last month was a Muslim immigrant. Now, one word keeps coming up here.
Paranoid. Paranoid of whoever I'm with, paranoid around, my train, my commute, even my Uber. And, that in and of itself is quite psychologically, traumatizing, isn't it?
Imam Adam Kelwick is trying to reassure worshippers here after mosques, immigration centres and stores owned by Muslims were targeted.
There's this us and them in society, and everybody stays in their own corner and they demonise each other and they throw stones at each other.
Adam caught global attention when he crossed the line to start a conversation with people chanting anti-Islam slogans outside this mosque.
We were expecting the worst. At the same time, we decided to do something different. I put a video online saying that we've been told there will be protests outside our mosque tomorrow evening. We just want everybody to know who will be protesting that you are our guests and we will have food and drink ready for you, and we're willing to listen to what your concerns are.
Amid the riots, this Liverpool library was looted, leaving locals outraged.
Really disgraceful. I mean, the library, what's that got to do with it? So, yeah, I was quite shocked, really, I've got to admit.
But not everyone is surprised that the UK reached boiling point.
It's very common for riots to start with false information being spread. But then usually they build on some kind of more deep-seated social, maybe economic or political issues.
Historian Vera Tolts-Ziltinkovic says the seeds of today's discontent began after the 2008 financial crisis, then the UK's Brexit vote to leave the European Union.
We had, during the campaign around the Brexit referendum, all sorts of mainstream, non-mainstream, mainstreamed politicians kind of blaming socioeconomic problems on migrants. It resonates with certain individuals and, particularly kind of people from left behind communities.
Following the riots, hundreds were arrested across the country and jail sentences were already handed down at this Liverpool court. But at this nearby pub, some argue those involved weren't all extremists.
The media brand anyone that has any legitimate concerns as potentially, far right. Obviously, there is some people that are genuinely disappointed with the state of the country at the moment, and people need to, in positions of power, need to listen to these people instead of, basically alienating them and branding them as far right.
Alienation is what Adam wants to avoid. He plans to open the mosque up and invite those who attended the riots inside to try and build bridges.
The result of all of this chaos over the last week is that my community now is communicating with parts of society who we've never spoken to before. I don't want things how they were before because we've entered into a new phase now, and I'm sure we can build some amazing relationships and alliances with people who just over a week ago thought that we were their enemies.
He's relieved that far-right extremists also seem far outnumbered here. For now, riots have been replaced by anti-racist demonstrations across the country and an outpouring of support for the UK's ethnic minority communities.